Alright, we all knew this day would come eventually. The glorious day where I talk about the one waifu that's not only in fiction, but also almost everywhere in reality. Or at least at your local gym or boxing club. The famous, yet very appreciated tomboy archetype. And to the person in the comments who suggested this to me over and over and over again, yes, I heard you. And you, sir or madam, have the most exquisite taste in woman. Exquisite! Now you may be asking yourself, what makes a tomboy waifu so great? The normal tomboy waifu has no powers, no special skills, no swords, no nothing. And I'll tell you right now, it's because she doesn't need it. Because the tomboy waifu has something that every other waifu may lack. And that something is a genuine interest in your hobbies. She may like video games, she may like comics, she may like sports. She may work out more than the average woman. And above all, and more importantly, she's fun to be around. A tomboy can be easily seen as one of the boys, but in your case, with benefits. Now, is a tomboy wise to smash? Of course! There ain't nothing wrong with her physically. And sure, she may be more masculine than other women, but that still makes her a woman. If she bad, she bad. I don't even care if she's a lesbian. And of course, not all tomboys are lesbians, but it is how some types are seen. Then again, now that I think about it, a dyke could probably consider a tomboy waifu. And low key, I gotta be real for a second. If she look good enough, they ain't stopping nobody. Your lesbian issues are your issues. I'm still straight at the end of the day. I'm out here trying to make my father proud and spread my oh so royal oats. All she gotta do is get that consent, and that's all it takes. And since a tomboy waifu is so smashable and such an easy choice to make, I had to change up the question a little bit. Because while she is smashable, it doesn't mean she's wifey, especially when we're talking about reality. So what type of tomboy waifu is waifu material? And it just gets some of the cons out of the way. Obviously, she's a straight up lesbian, she's not wifey material, but she is still smashable. Then again, I suppose if you're a woman that's in the woman, I suppose you don't see it that way. So, I mean, do you, I guess. Everybody has their own opinions and preferences. So by all means, ladies, do you. Just don't be afraid to invite me because the invitation's open. Oh, I'm kidding. I just lied to you. No, I'm not. But not give me consent. I show up just like this.
I'm here, bitches!
Now, what exactly is a tomboy? Everyone probably has their own definition of what a tomboy is, but the official definition states that a tomboy is a girl or a young woman who exhibits masculine traits, such as wearing androgynous or unfeminine clothing, participating in physical activities or sports that are usually associated with boys or men, and engaging in any behavior that is usually considered boyish. Pretty straightforward definition. However, it is quite broad or vague. I'm not really sure how to use that word broad or vague, so forgive me for that. But it's broad or vague. You know what, screw it. I'm gonna look at the definition of broad and vague. I'll be back.
A few moments later.
Oh, that bitch is definitely broad. While the definition of tomboy is about perfect, it's not really very specific when it talks about boyish activities or the type of clothes that a girl could wear to be considered a tomboy. And this may seem like me overthinking, but low-key, women really didn't even start wearing jeans until the 1930s. And during that time period, it was considered unladylike. But now in the modern age, could you still consider it unladylike to wear jeans? You can leave your opinions in the comments for that one. Most would probably say no, but then again, I have to admit, I've never seen many women from the older generation, including my mom, grandma, and aunts, wear jeans. But that's just them. Leave in the comments what you think. Moving on, we know the definition of tomboy and that it's a little bit broad. So with that being said, that could mean there are many different types of tomboys. And after searching the internet to figure out what these types are called, I found this.
True tomboy. Athletic, likes sports or skating, works out. Long hair is such a pain in the ass. Truly one of the bros in mentality, except for biological features. Possibly lesbian. If she has more than 3 flannel shirts, she is one.
Tomboy day job. Tomboy by day. Hella girly by night. Room is clean and pink and filled with Ghibli, Disney, and Sanrio merch. Behaves like a tomboy, dresses like a tomboy, but her interests betray her looks. Non-sweaty gamer.
Neat. Tom Goblin. Sweaty gamer. Lurks in discords and image boards, probably groomed in one without knowing, to be honest. Potent scent. Stinky. Messy room. Grungly goblin cave. Doesn't go out. Has no interest in fashion, thus making her a tomboy by default.
You know what's the most interesting thing about that TikTok? I checked the comments, and about everybody wanting that neat Tom Goblin. They're just like me for real. And I can about tell you why everybody wants her, because she's wifey. Now sure, the true tomboy is cool, but if a man finds out that the true tomboy is a lesbian, he may be turned off by that. Some men's type is just women that like them back. Now this could all depend on preference. Like say the true tomboy was a bisexual. Maybe some guys would be okay with that. But I don't think I can consider that wifey material, at least for a normal straight guy. I gotta be honest. Cause let's say for this situation, I turn the tables and put the shoe on the other foot, and the guy is the bisexual one here. Ladies, will you feel comfortable marrying a man who would smash other men? If you are, okay. but that road ain't for everybody. Now the tomboy day job just seems really confused. From this description, if you see being a tomboy as a job, you probably don't like acting that way very much, which means you're probably faking it for attention, which can be cute, but it's always more attractive for a girl to be herself. No one likes a liar. Now, the neat tom goblin may have a lot of cons, like for instance, she stinks. Yeah, as long as she's cute, and I'm not talking about looking like old school Halle Berry, I'm talking about just genuinely cute. Most guys will wipe that up in a heartbeat, and the main reason is because she's just real. And some of you may be saying, oh, but she stinks. Okay, my brothers, use your imagination. If you get too stinky, all you gotta do is head straight to the showers. Now, she may leave dirtier than when she went in, but it's not like you're leaving the house and you're headed straight back to the bedroom anyway, so that's okay. A little stink ain't stopping nobody, as long as she's cute. Now, I kept looking for tomboy types, and I found at least 4 more, with the first one called a feral tom creature. And this type of tomboy you can find in the wild. They move like a puma, and they may bite you, but if you feed them, they may follow you home. This tomboy can be found collecting bugs and other strange pets. It's the ultimate grass toucher, touching grass way too much, and has strange niche hobbies like collecting knives. Some may see that as a red flag, but the great thing here is, so will everybody else. So if you're brave enough and the ass is thick enough, dive in. This type of tomboy also gets way too excited when talking about certain lore topics like true crime. She will fight you, and she will destroy other girls in combat. So I said it once and I'm gonna say it again, bring snacks when approaching. It may distract her. Apparently once she's domesticated, she turns into the next type, the domesticated tomboy. Bro, who made this up? These are fun. The domesticated tomboy is formerly a feral tom creature. This specimen has been domesticated by society or self-realizations. She's very girly, womanly vibes are incredible, potent, very well groomed and clean. Certain interests and objects will awaken the sealed tomboy underneath, and will occasionally and unconsciously sit like a dude, which my guess that will be with her legs spread open. Not the worst type, can definitely be considered wifey. The next type is called a rebel tomboy, and of course this one likes cigarettes. She's either an extreme loner or has an unhealthy attachment to the wrong crowd, will smoke and vape, and there's a very high chance that this one also drinks. She has family issues, undiagnosed ADHD, and is what it is type of personality, and cares about fashion, but more on the golf grudgy side, which means she probably just wears a lot of dark clothing. This one sounds like she needs therapy and a new liver. And I can see many guys smashing, but as far as wifey goes, probably not, because she's kind of giving me I will cut myself type vibes. But you can always try, Just be warned, that cigarette breath and drinking breath is gonna be brutal. Especially if you're a guy that don't drink or smoke, it may knock you out. I've been there. One time I dated a girl and she opened her mouth, and I don't know if I was sleepy or just high, but I don't do drugs, and it was around 4 p.m. I could swear I saw Mike Tyson in that bitch. Or more or less the fist of Mike Tyson, cause I got knocked the hell out. The first words I said when I woke up was, damn, can I get an autograph with that ass whooping? Girl just busted out laughing, but I was serious. Anyway, last but not least, the femcel tomling. She's self-aware and self-doubting. She's filled with anxiety and likely owns firearms and weapons. She's the type to shoot up a Walmart, as long as it isn't mine, I don't care. It is a physical manifestation of schizo theories and crackpot conspiracies. She's a sad girl usually, and you cannot fix her. Ha! And to that I say, bet. And from what I read about femcels, it's basically just a female incel. It's also a woman who identifies as being unable to find a romantic or sexual partner, even though she desires one. Now this can be seen as a lot of women in reality. I mean, usually if a woman wants a sexual partner or romantic partner but can't get one, it's usually one or two things. Either she's ugly, or she may be somewhat pretty, but she has a bad attitude. A femcel sounds like the type of woman that goes on TikTok to complain about men, kind of like this.
There is no such a thing as a good man. There is no such a thing as a good man. Every man has their flaws, and it's honestly up to you as a woman to decide.
Oh my god, blah blah blah. If she put the energy she used into making this depressing TikTok into finding an actual good man, she may actually have a man by now. Girls talking, all I hear is Alright, after I found out about the different types of tomboys, I looked up several characters that were tomboys in anime, in comics, in fiction, and movies, and even movie stars that could be possible wifey material. And I also made a post asking you guys' opinion about it. Now before I get to those comments, I have to mention Joan of Arc. If not for the fact she was a saint, I would consider her wifey material. The girl was low-key devoted to the cause. She started off as a peasant girl who heard the voice of Saint Michael, and this experience for her apparently led to her leading the French armies to victory during the 100 Years' War, which was a war fought between England and France. She was also responsible for helping King Charles get put on the throne. As far as her looks goes, she was described as being young, beautiful, and shapely. However, the woman took a vow of chastity for some reason. Well, not just some reason. She stayed celibate mostly because of her mission from God. She believed in order to save French, she had to stay celibate, which honestly to me just sounds like a convenient excuse. I mean, seriously, you would think the voice of Saint Michael would have told her before she got burnt at the stake that you might want to get laid before you die. I mean, she did all that hard work just to get Charles on the throne and to save France, just to get burnt at the stake. I just hope in her mind it was worth it. Moving on! One of the first ones you guys suggested was Ryoko Montoy. I probably butchered that name, but she's from Kill la Kill. And by the way, for the rest of my videos, if I mention anyone that's underage, just go ahead and assume I'm talking about the adult version. Anyway, Ryoko is definitely a true tomboy. And even if you don't remember the anime, you probably remember this scene. Ryoko can be described as having a simple personality, and she's also known for being very fierce and stubborn. Now, all that aside, it's not very clear if she's gay or not, or maybe bisexual. From what I looked up, many people in her fandom wanted her to be gay, but I'm not sure that's canon. She's also not entirely human. She's a human hybrid mixed with life fibers. And I won't get into what life fibers are, but basically, yeah, she is definitely wifey. There's really no clear cons for her, but to be honest, her sister and her mom were a better option. Moving on, one of you guys suggested Tomoe. From the anime, Tomo-chan is a girl. Now, Tomoe is definitely a true tomboy. She's competitive, she's a martial artist, so yeah, definitely wifey material. But again, I have to say, her mom's better. And if you've seen the anime, you know what I mean. Her mom is definitely better. I'm gonna have to do a MILF video eventually. Anyway, moving on. One of you great men of culture mentioned Revy from Black Lagoon. And honestly, in the Black Lagoon world, there are plenty of tomboy women who are definitely wifey material, but Revy, yeah, no one's turning her down. She's definitely an S-tier waifu and an S-tier tomboy waifu. However though, she is a rebel tomboy. She does smoke and drink, like a lot. But I mean, she's hot enough to the point where she can get away with that. Just carry some mints and a bulletproof vest at all times. Because low-key, hanging out with this chick will likely get you killed. Someone also mentioned Mikasa and Annie from Attack on Titan. Mikasa is a good choice, but Annie? Okay, yeah, she's wifey. I was gonna say some cons for her, but low-key, she is very much worth it. And I just got to mention the bread girl Sasha. She's low-key my favorite character in the anime. Gabby. Now, you'll probably have to be a good cook to wife up Sasha, because she eats like it's her last day on Earth. And in their world, it more likely is. And for her specifically, it was tragic. Gabby. Anyway, to make this quick, I got some honorable mentions. Maki and Nobara are definitely waifu material. Mordred from Fate and Antoya Pendragon, or Saber from Fate, are definitely wifey. Those two are like my favorite characters in that series. Uzaki-chan from Uzaki-chan Wants to Hang Out is definitely wifey. And I mean, that one's just an obvious choice that I'm surprised no one mentioned. For obvious reasons too. Low-key though, I still choose the mom every time. That woman was like the mega evolution for her daughter. I mean, seriously, like, goddamn, is the anime telling you that those titties will seriously get bigger? Because low-key, and hear me out, her mom's like 43, and I'm gonna do a MILF video eventually, but her mom's like 43, and she is thick. Now, there are many others in anime that I could talk about, but I got two more, but they're not in anime. The first one is Korra. Let me tell you, this woman is strong. Girl's body is built like she invented Gold's Gym. Now, she has no physical cons, but she is bisexual, so there's that. But honestly, can't really complain about her taste in women, because I mean, damn, giggity. Hell, I go as far as trying to wife them both up. There's literally nothing to lose here and everything to gain. So yeah, I dive in a heartbeat. I'm trying to become the third wheel to make that machine go vroom. Anyway, I know there's a lot more, but last one, Lois Lane, the modern version. And I know for some of y'all that's a weird choice, but modern day Lois Lane is a tomboy, proved by scenes like this.
Nice hook.
I'm an army brat. You gotta be kidding.
Oh, wait.
To be honest, this makes her character so much more smashable. Now, the newest version of her in My Adventure with Superman is also a tomboy. And this version of her does have combat abilities, and she's also skilled in journalism, investigation, sewing clothes, and survival. I would consider her a domesticated type of tomboy due to her knowledge of survival. And her cons are very debatable. She can be said to have impulsive and reckless behavior. In this show specifically, I believe she jumped off a skyscraper or whatever it was, a very tall building, in order to get Clark Kent to reveal that he's Superman. And I mean, that is impulsive and reckless. But to be honest with you, I met worse women than that, so yeah, definitely wifey. Again, that's up for debate. Tell me what you think in the comments. I know I could have mentioned a lot more tomboy waifus in this video, so if I didn't mention them in this video, I'll probably mention them in another one. A lot of these different waifus can be considered multiple types. So with that being said, do you have a tomboy waifu in your life? Or maybe like me, you dated a couple of tomboys in your life. What was your experience, and why did you not immediately wipe her up? Leave it in the comments. You guys have a great day. Bye!